Hey, welcome to a video. Today I'm going to be doing a music commentary video for Daft Punk's Human After All. I was really feeling just blah today. Um, I was just feeling like nothing, just kind of going through the motions. So I had to put on some music for a little bit just to get in the right mood to record a video about music. So I'm feeling much better now. I started recording earlier and I could not. I just could not get in the right energy. I've been procrastinating making a video like this for quite a long time now, so I'm just gonna do it without a script or anything. So like I said, today I'm going to be talking about this album, one of my favorite Daft Punk albums. Okay, but the thing is, all four of their studio albums I love pretty much equally. You can't really ask me to pick a favorite or a least favorite or really rank them. But if I had to rank them, I would say that generally Discovery is my favorite and Human After All tends to be my least favorite. But Human After All totally depends on your mood. You can't put this on when you're not in the right mood to listen to it. But when you are in the right mood to listen to it, it ticks my brain in the perfect way. That's kind of a weird thing to say, I don't know. But this whole thing from front to back sounds like robots taking over humanity, the soundtrack. And I think it's something that Daft Punk definitely needed in their discography, showing the sort of bad side of technology in a way, I guess. It's sort of meant to be the total opposite of what Discovery was. Coming right off of Discovery, which is such an incredible, well put together, produced album that they spent years making. Their third studio album, they wanted to go in the complete opposite direction. They wanted to limit themselves with minimal equipment, and they didn't work on this album for very long. It was recorded within a 2 month time frame, and it was mixed within like 2 weeks. You could say it definitely sounds like that, and some people may say that's why they don't like this album that much. Some people say they don't like this album in their discography. But for me personally, I've grown to absolutely love this thing from front to back. I definitely didn't love it the first time I listened to it, like I could say I did with all three of their other studio albums. But Daft Punk did everything they did with an intention. They didn't start making an album without an intention. Homework kind of started out more as a collection of songs when they were making music together just in their home studio. They thought they had enough good songs over the months of period that they had been making music, and then they just kind of put it all together. And I'm a big believer in limiting yourself gives more creativity. It's a huge reason why the White Stripes are one of my favorite bands. But another reason why this album did not do very well was because Daft Punk didn't do any press about it. They really didn't do any like interviews about this album in terms of promoting it, and they wanted this album to stand on its own for itself. They later went back and said that that was one of the worst career choices they made, I'm pretty sure. That was a big part of their image too, not really doing traditional media and stuff like that. The Weeknd said he was inspired by them doing that. This album is so incredibly distinctive from all of their other stuff they've done. I don't know how to describe it, but it's incredibly raw. The synth sounds you just are not going to find anywhere else other than this album. It's pretty gritty. It's got some dirt to it. It's very bare bones esque. Just like grungy electronic vocals. And another thing I've noticed is that even though I tend to say that this is overall my least favorite album from them, I have spent the most time out of anything in their discography listening to Human After All. I just will keep coming back to it because it's so incredibly distinctive stylistically. I guess let's go into the track listing a bit. Human After All, it is the opening track, it's the title track. It is such an earworm. The robotic humming, it just travels around my head. My brain always fills in the parts that the Alive 2000 mix plays in these. A lot of people do think that the Alive 2007 mixes of Human After All songs are more prominent, but I think this thing completely stands on its own as well. But for example, whenever I'm listening to Human After All, I start hearing like Rollin' and Scratchin' playing. Whenever I'm listening to Television Rules the Nation, sometimes I'll just like fill in the parts that Around the World plays in between. You know, a lot of people say that parts of this album can get repetitive, more repetitive than even some other Daft Punk songs. But this is house music, so just embrace it. You know, they're electronic artists, they're DJs. But for me, when I get lost in the music, it doesn't matter. I can just like keep replaying for the end of time and I'll just keep loving it. So, you know, I could just keep hearing I am the brainwasher. The title track is like the third longest track on the album, yet it's like the most eclectic for me. It's got such fun production, which keeps it progressing the whole way, and it totally sounds like I could overlay some Terminator footage over it, and that could be the music video. The guitar riffs on this thing are so good. I love them. And that leads to the next song, The Prime Time of Your Life, which has an incredible riff. I don't know how to describe it. It is such a cool riff. I love it. It's like playing with the sound palette. It's not like full. Like the sounds don't go away. They keep just like fading out and coming back. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just so cool. And then when the sort of breathy electronic vocals come in, it sounds so good. Today. Do it now and live today. Gonna do it now. Don't wait and live today. Also, I'm just gonna point that out since I've been kind of covering it the whole video. Okay, so I took a little bit of a break from recording this video just so I could like kind of think of better descriptive words why I love this album so much. And here's what I came up with. It's just got this perfect level of stripped backness. It kind of has this dark feel. It feels mechanical and like industrial. Yeah, that's what I came up with. I don't know. The second half of The Prime Time of Your Life is kind of more controversial because it begins to speed up and I also don't know really how to describe it. That part is kind of groovy for a while before it starts getting real fast towards the end here. And then it all breaks down, comes together. Sort of sounds like a motorcycle. I don't something like that. Personally, I think it's a cool ending. It's not like the easiest to like just turn on when you're just like chilling, which is like the first half of the song. So it kind of has two different vibes, I guess. I don't know. Also, the Human After All music videos are just something else. They definitely fit the aesthetic of the album. And the different projects that came from this kind of era were also cool. Electroma, the remix album, stuff like that. I also have the remix album on CD. That's like a thumbnail picture right there. The Prime Time of Your Life music video could be its own separate video as well. You know, it's kind of an interesting music video that deals with the topic of anorexia, I guess. I don't know. Kind of shows the influence of TV as well and how it can be bad, which, you know, completely fits the theme of the album. The music video is also a bit creepy, which also fits the theme of the album. But yeah, Robot Rock. This is a very well-known song. Some may say that the sample is kind of lazy, but if you had that Breakwater sample, would you not use it as a artist? I mean, I think What they did to it was minimal, like the theme of the album, and worked very well. They did some drum machine work to it, they did some vocal work to it, and that's all robot rock needs. Okay, so for the next two songs, we're kind of getting into the territory of the guys doing more unfiltered vocals. So for Steam Machine, we have Thomas, who is repeatedly going, Steam Machine. If this song does not perfectly describe mechanical or industrial, then I don't know what does. Every time I listen to the song, I can like visually see like some sort of steam propelled vehicle, steam machine tugging along slowly. It reminds me of that scene in one of the Cars movies where Lightning McQueen is paving the road very, very slowly and putting a lot of effort in. It is the second funniest Thomas Bangalter vocal behind I don't know what to do today. I don't know what to do today. So the next song we're talking about takes a little bit of a step back. I've always been kind of surprised by this song because Make Love is one of the most relaxing Daft Punk songs there is. And it's just stuck in the middle of this album that is just not that. And it's just such a nice breather in between whatever this is. It's stuck right in the middle between Steam Machine and The Brainwasher. Has Guy Manuel vocals that are very soft. The entirety of the rest of this album sounds like it wants to kill me, but I could be driving and watching rain slowly drip from my window while listening to this song. It's very minimalist. It's very basic necessities for a song. The snappy rhythm, the piano in the background, the vocals, and the bass. Alright, next we have the Brainwasher. This song sounds menacing, like it's like a villain song easily. I love how they do a take on Black Sabbath's vocals for Iron Man. That's pretty fun. I love the aggressive, evil sounding synths. It's very abrasive. Actually, it could have been done on guitar. I'm not like completely sure about that, but it's a cool sounding song, and I'm not ashamed to admit I've casually played this in the car with friends around. Okay, next song on Slash Off. That's the interlude for Television Rules the Nation, which is 20 seconds of TV noises. Is it better than WDPK? That's a different argument, but we're moving on. Television Rules the Nation, gotta be my favorite from this album. It just completely encapsulates this album perfectly. Grungy, simplistic, it never wears down. The rock inspiration is heavy, and It's an awesome track. I think that Technologic is a repetitive song done right. Does more things than just repetition to keep it going. It's got a great bass line. It's got fun lyrics that get stuck in my head, and I don't have a whole lot to say about it. The robot animatronic dude from the music video is a cool thing as well.
Technologic, technologic, technologic. Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip and zip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip and zip it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
Okay, so the final song is Emotion. I think it's a really good closer for the album. It's laid back. I love the vocals. They sample themselves with the synths from Technologic, which I think is kind of funny. The talk box vocals sound like almost angelic on this track. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but it's a cool song. Not as relaxing as Make Love, but it's a good closer. Okay, so before I end the video, I'm going to go ahead and list off my top 10, just rank the whole album based on personal preference. So coming at number 10, I'm going to go with TV Noises on Slash Off. Number 9, I'm going to go with Steam Machine. Number 8, I'm going to go with the closer, Emotion. Number 7, I'm going to go with The Prime Time of Your Life. Number 6, I'm going to go with Technologic. Number 5, I'm going to go with The Brainwasher. Actually, I should probably say The Brainwasher. At number 4, I'm going to go with Make Love. Number 3, I'm going to go with Robot Rock. Number 2, I'm going to go with Human After All. And at number 1, I'm going to go with Television Rules the Nation. So, recorded this video. I went back and added some videos of me dancing to the songs. You might have noticed I changed my shirt. It's the same style of shirt. There's still white stripes on the side of them, but it's green, not gray like my previous shirt. White stripes, like one of my favorite bands. What am I talking about right now? Anyways, I just wanted to record a bit of a better outro for this video and talk about this album for my final thoughts, I guess. There are so many reasons why I love this project artistically. I feel like you kind of have to weigh the intention with how it sounds sonically, and I think when you balance it out and how it reflects this intentionally unpolished thing just makes me love it. I also like how they made the whole thing in like 6 weeks and then they just threw it out there for the world to see without really saying much about it. They just kind of made it quick and threw it out there. The guitar heavy, minimalistic style combined with these raw and deep Digitech synths, they really went like full-fledged with their robot personas on this album, and it was definitely a big era in their career. It was definitely pretty prevalent. Daft Punk never do the same thing twice, and this album is such a polar opposite of what Discovery is, which is a fun, blissful, energetic album. And this polarizing opposite is what I think makes Alive 2007 so good. The Television Rules the Nation and Crescendos mix is one of my favorites. It creates this awesome dance rock stadium chant that just drives so much energy. And I think after that performance at Coachella in 2006, it made the general population kind of rethink Human After All, because it was originally perceived pretty badly. And even though it is not their most popular album by any means, it's gotten more respect over the years, and I just wanted to give it some more. Because Daft Punk truly do not have a bad album in their discography. I love pretty much everything they ever put out. On the remix album for Human After All, Daft Punk made this maximum overdrive version of Robot Rock, which is just hilarious in my opinion. It's just Robot Rock, but the song never starts and it just gets like more intense as it goes along. I recommend checking that out. They also produced a song called Heartbreaker for the Teriyaki Boys with the Human After All style production, which is a really fun song. In the music video, one of the members is wearing Daft Punk shoes, which I think is kind of cool. There also was a unreleased demo for this album, which is on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it originally was found on the Daft Club website. I'm pretty sure it was given as kind of like a stem for the remix album. On the Liquid Twins remix of Technologic, it does sound like you can hear it, so I'm pretty sure that's right. And it's really fun how you can hear them mess around with the synths on that. And honestly, I would have loved to hear them make a full song like that, where it's the really raw, deep Digitech wah sound, but like kind of in a chiller environment. Kind of like Make Love, but with a Digitech wah. But yeah, it was a huge part of their careers, their Human After All outfits, era, and photo shoots. They are some of my favorites, and their outfits from Human After All is usually what comes to mind when I think of Daft Punk because of Alive, as well as their leather jacket with their name patented on the back, you know, that one. I always am leaning the wrong way because the camera. But yeah, honestly, I could rant about them for the entire day. Daft Punk are my favorite band, and I think I just kind of have to wrap this video up. So thanks for watching. This is a long video. Hopefully I'll make one of these videos for Porter Robinson's Nurture, because I have a ton of stuff to say about that album, which is also one of my favorites. So yeah, thanks for watching. Also, I know I did say that On/Off was my 10th favorite track on the album, but I changed my mind. That's gotta be number 1. Greatest track of all time even, that they've ever made.